All right, the first test that we're going to look at is going to be oculomotor testing. We are going to perform a pattern that tests cranial nerves 3, 4, and 6. So your up and down movements are really going to be cranial nerve 3, your side to side, at least laterally, is going to be cranial nerve 6, and then your diagonal movements are going to be your trochlear nerve, cranial nerve 4. So to do that, we're going to sit about an arm's length away from the patient. We're going to have them sit up nice and straight for us, keeping their head still. And then we're going to ask them to go ahead and look at my finger. You can also use a light or some other kind of point. All right, so I just want you to follow this. Now, your movements, you want to make sure that they're slow enough that you don't just rip it out of their field of vision, but that they can track it properly and can follow along. All right, so. Watching his eyes the whole time to make sure they're tracking evenly, making sure they're following through the motion. We're also looking for smooth following. So now I'm doing the H, and then we'll do our diagonal pattern, X pattern. And during that, we're looking for smooth pursuit. We're looking that the eyes are not saccadic and moving all over, and we're also just wanting to make sure that those cranial nerves are functioning properly to operate the muscles in the eyes. The second test we're going to do, you can do it while you're performing the oculomotor testing after you get done doing cranial nerves 3, 4, and 6. It's going to be gaze evoked nystagmus testing, or gaze holding. So what we're going to do is move the point of view out to the edge of their vision, and we're going to hold it there and look for nystagmus, or shaking of the eyes. That's going to be indicative of either a central or peripheral issue. If it is direction changing, then it's going to be central. Also, if it is either torsional or up and down beating alone, that could also be a central issue. If the nystagmus changes, does not change, and only beats to one direction, then it's most likely peripheral. You could also have torsional with upbeating, torsional with horizontal, or torsional with downbeating, and that could also be a peripheral sign, but we'll do it. So again, we're about arm's length away, have the patient looking straight at our point of view, so just follow my finger, taking it out, and just holding. And back. Again, looking for those eyes to beat and change direction. And then once they look down, you okay if I touch your eyes? You can move the eyes up to make sure that they're not beating from there. And back. And that's going to be gazed holding. The last one that we're going to look at is going to be the smooth pursuit testing. So for this, you mainly do it in the horizontal plane. And again, we're going to have the patient follow our finger or whatever the target is in a nice smooth pattern and a speed that is good for them to follow. And we're looking for saccadic movement. If it's irregular and saccadic movement, especially in a younger population like Zach, that's probably indicative of a central issue and might require further testing. So we're going to do it again, about an arm's length away. I want you to look at my finger. And again, just looking for smooth following in both eyes, tracking at the same issue. It shouldn't be jumpy and bouncing around. It should be right on. And that is smooth pursuit.